Nobody tells you this part. Nobody warns you that one day you'll still love them, still want them, but your body won't respond the same way. The kisses feel familiar. The touch feels safe. But the fire, the hunger, that uncontrollable pull, it doesn't disappear because you stopped loving them. It disappears because desire does not survive comfort the way love does. And that truth quietly destroys many long-term relationships. Sexual desire in long-term relationships is not about attraction alone. It's about psychology, mystery, emotional safety, power, and the fear of being fully seen. And once you understand this, everything you thought was wrong with your relationship starts to make sense. Desire is not love, and that's where people get confused. Love wants closeness. Desire wants distance. Love says, "Come here, stay with me." Desire whispers, "I want what I can't fully have." In the early stages of a relationship, desire is effortless. Not because the sex is better, but because the person is still unknown. You're still guessing, still impressing, still slightly insecure. Your brain is flooded with dopamine, the chemical of anticipation. Not comfort, not stability. Anticipation. And anticipation is erotic. But long-term relationships are built on something else entirely. Predictability, routine, emotional safety, consistency. All beautiful things. But biologically, they don't excite the brain the same way. So when people say, "I don't feel sexually attracted to my partner anymore," what they're really saying is, "My brain no longer feels stimulated by familiarity." Not betrayal. Not failure. Just psychology. Why desire fades even when love is strong. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your nervous system cannot stay sexually aroused by something it has fully mapped. When you know how they'll touch you, how the sex will go, how they'll react, how the night will end, your brain stops paying attention. And the brain is the real sex organ. This is why some people crave sex outside committed relationships. Not because they're evil, not because they lack morals, but because novelty reactivates desire. A new body isn't the point. A new version of yourself is. With someone new, you feel chosen again, desired again, seen again, wanted again. That feeling is intoxicating. Not the act itself. The identity shift. Emotional safety can quiet sexual hunger. This part makes people uncomfortable. Especially women. Especially men who feel ashamed admitting it. But sexual desire often thrives on tension, not peace. When your partner becomes your best friend, your emotional anchor, your comfort zone, your safe place, your body relaxes. And relaxation is not arousal. That's why many couples say, "We're emotionally close, but sexually distant." Nothing is wrong with them. They've simply built safety at the cost of polarity. Sexual polarity is the push and pull, the edge, the tension, the not fully knowing. When everything becomes predictable, desire goes quiet, not dead, just dormant. Why feeling desired matters more than sex itself. Most people don't crave sex. They crave being wanted. They want to feel irresistible, chosen, craved, longed for. In long-term relationships, desire often fades because partners stop seeing each other erotically. They see roles instead. Husband, wife, provider, caretaker, parent. And roles are not sexy. Presence is. Mystery is. Attention is. This is why compliments dry up. Why flirting disappears. Why touch becomes functional instead of intentional. Not because love faded, but because erotic attention did. The silent killer of desire, resentment. You can't talk about sexual desire without talking about resentment. Resentment shuts down the body faster than anything else. Unspoken anger. Feeling unappreciated. Feeling unseen. Feeling taken for granted. Your body remembers what your mouth won't say, and it responds by withdrawing. Many people think their libido is gone. It's not. It's protecting them. Desire doesn't die loudly. It fades quietly, in routines, in assumptions, in emotional neglect. And the saddest part? Most couples don't realize what's happening until they feel like strangers in the same bed. Most people think desire fades because time passes. That's not true. Desire fades because people stop feeling alive inside the relationship. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Why some couples still want each other after decades. You've seen them. Couples married 15, 20, 30 years. Still touching. Still flirting. Still wanting each other. It's not luck. It's not better genes. It's not a higher libido. It's psychology. These couples understand something most people don't. Desire is not sustained by love. It is sustained by aliveness. They don't collapse into each other emotionally. They don't merge identities. They don't stop being individuals. They stay separate enough to remain interesting. They allow each other to change, to evolve, to surprise, to grow edges. And edges are erotic. Erotic tension, the missing ingredient. Erotic tension is the space between two people where desire breathes. Not distance, not coldness, not manipulation, but autonomy. The moment one partner becomes emotionally dependent, identityless, overly available, afraid of loss, desire feels pressure, and desire does not respond to pressure. It shuts down. This is why neediness kills attraction. Begging for sex backfires. Why don't you want me anymore? Never works. Because desire doesn't come from obligation. It comes from choice. Erotic tension exists when both people feel, I want you, but I don't need you to survive. That balance is intoxicating. Why emotional intimacy can kill sexual desire. This part shocks people. Emotional intimacy is essential for love. But unchecked emotional intimacy can smother desire. Why? Because when everything is shared, every insecurity, every fear, every emotional dump, every unresolved wound, your partner stops being an erotic presence and becomes an emotional container. And caretaking is not erotic. This doesn't mean don't be vulnerable. It means don't make your partner responsible for regulating your entire emotional world. Erotic energy requires self-containment. When someone feels emotionally solid within themselves, their desire feels inviting, not draining. The body never lies about desire. Here's something most people avoid admitting. Your body knows when something is off, long before your mind accepts it. If sex feels like a chore, if your body resists touch, if arousal feels forced, that's not low libido. That's information. Often, desire disappears because attraction has turned into familiarity. Polarity has flattened. Resentment went unspoken. Emotional safety replaced excitement. And the body quietly says, I don't feel pulled anymore. This doesn't mean the relationship is over. It means the erotic dynamic needs to be rebuilt. Why cheating feels alive, but isn't the solution. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. People cheat not because the sex is better. They cheat because they feel desired again, seen again, wanted again, chosen again. With someone new, there's risk, there's uncertainty, there's anticipation, and anticipation fuels desire. But here's the trap. Novelty doesn't last, and the same pattern repeats, because the issue was never the partner. It was the loss of erotic polarity. Desire thrives where there is presence. Desire doesn't come back through scheduling sex, begging for intimacy, guilt-tripping, duty-based affection. Comes back through presence, real presence. The kind that says, I see you now, not as a role, not as a routine, not as history. When someone feels truly seen, their body softens, opens, responds. The truth no one wants to hear. You cannot negotiate desire. You can only invite it. An invitation happens when both partners remain whole individuals. Emotional safety exists without emotional suffocation. Tension is allowed, not feared. Desire is treated as sacred, not owed. Desire wants space. It wants curiosity. It wants energy. And it dies where there is entitlement. Long-term desire isn't about doing more. It's about being more alive. Individually, then together. How sexual desire is actually rebuilt in long-term relationships. Here's the part people don't want to hear. Desire doesn't come back because you try harder. It comes back when you stop chasing it. The moment sex becomes a problem to solve, your body goes into performance mode, not arousal. And arousal cannot exist where pressure lives. Why chasing sex pushes it further away. When one partner starts chasing, asking for sex, hinting constantly, complaining about frequency, measuring love by intimacy, the other partner feels hunted, not desired, not chosen, pressured, and pressure activates resistance, not longing. The body responds by shutting down even more, not out of punishment, out of self-protection. This is why conversations like, "Why don't we have sex anymore?" rarely work. Because desire doesn't respond to interrogation. It responds to invitation. Erotic presence, the real aphrodisiac. Erotic presence is not seduction. It's not techniques. It's not lingerie. It's not performance. It's how you occupy your body. Someone who is grounded, emotionally regulated, self-contained, alive in their own skin, is naturally attractive, not because they're perfect, but because they're present. Present says, I am here with you, not trying to take from you. And when someone feels that, their nervous system opens. That's when desire returns. Why desire requires a sense of self. One of the biggest killers of long-term sexual desire is self-abandonment. When someone gives up their passions, their boundaries, their individuality, their inner fire, to keep the relationship stable, they become safe, but invisible. And invisibility is not erotic. Desire wants to meet someone, not a sacrifice. This is why the most erotic thing you can do for a relationship is to stay in relationship with yourself. Your energy, your purpose, your autonomy. That's what your partner desires, even if they don't know it. The psychology of being wanted again. People don't want sex. They want to feel chosen freely, desired without obligation, wanted without guilt. When sex becomes routine, it loses its meaning. But when desire is expressed without expectation, it becomes powerful again. A look that lingers, a touch that doesn't demand, a compliment that isn't followed by pressure. Those things rebuild erotic trust. Why desire needs safety, but not comfort. Here's the balance most couples miss. Desire needs emotional safety, but not emotional fusion. Safety means, I won't be shamed for wanting. I won't be punished for not wanting. I can be honest without fear. Comfort means, I know exactly how this will go. Desire avoids comfort. It leans toward aliveness. When desire returns quietly. Here's something beautiful. When desire comes back, it doesn't announce itself loudly. It shows up as curiosity, noticing, warmth, playful tension, subtle attraction. Not fireworks, not obsession, but a quiet pull. And if you don't rush it, it grows. The final truth about long-term desire. Long-term sexual desire is not about keeping the spark alive. It's about creating conditions where desire feels safe to return. Where no one is pressured. No one is owed. No one is performing. No one is begging. Just two whole people choosing each other again and again. Desire doesn't die because time passes. It dies when people stop being present with themselves and curious about each other. And it comes back the moment aliveness returns. Here's what most people miss. Desire doesn't need more sex. It needs more presence, more mystery, more life. The spark you think is gone is still there, buried under comfort, routine, and unspoken tension. It's waiting for you to remember who you are, and to see your partner as alive, not just familiar. The secret ingredient: curiosity. Curiosity is the most erotic thing you can bring to a long-term relationship. Ask yourself, what about them still surprises me? What do I secretly desire to explore? What tension, what pull, what playful edge can I create today? Not with manipulation, not with pressure, but with authentic intrigue. The power of erotic play. Desire thrives on play. Teasing looks, subtle touches, light, flirty conversation. It's not about performance. It's about igniting nervous system chemistry again. About remembering that you can still be captivated by your partner, and that they can be captivated by you. The mind-body connection. Remember, your brain is the ultimate sex organ. No amount of routine, safety, or obligation can replace the thrill of being wanted and choosing to want in return. When your mind is curious, your body responds. When your body responds, your mind remembers why desire matters. So, if you're in a long-term relationship and you feel desire fading, stop chasing it. Start being present. Reclaim your own life and curiosity. Flirt again. Notice them again. Desire isn't lost. It's just waiting for you to invite it back. Long-term love is safe. Long-term desire is alive. The difference lies in how awake you are to both. So, tonight, look at your partner, really look. See them, feel them, and remember, desire is not gone, it's waiting for you to awaken it again.